Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Royal Rumble 2020 predictions. So I'm going to be predicting the entirety of the Royal Rumble pay-per-view. There is 8 matches. Bloody hell. Bloody Christ. There is 8 I don't know why my voice went weird then. There's 8 matches. I mean, we've already got the 2 Royal Rumble matches, and they're going to take an hour each. So we've got another 6 matches to fill up the card. I think a lot of these will probably be in the pre-show, so let's just jump into it. So I think these are probably the 2 pre-show matches. So we're going to have Shorty G versus Sheamus. Now, I was thinking in my head initially when the Shorty G Sheamus match came up, I thought they might try and replicate the Yes movement, the birth of the Yes movement. I thought Sheamus is going to beat Shorty G in about 13 seconds with a bro kick, and then they're going to try and work on the outrage of that and try and get the fans behind Shorty G the way that we did with Daniel Bryan. But I don't think that's going to work, obviously, but I think that's what they will try and do. However, this is probably going to be a kickoff show match because there's so many matches I can't see them fitting this all in the same card. And out of all the matches they show there, I think that is the most likely to be on the kickoff. I'm going to say that Shorty G wins because kickoff shows usually have a feel-good moment, feel-good win going into it. The match means nothing. It might as well be on Raw. So, yeah, or SmackDown, as the case may be. I think Shorty G is going to win just because it's on the kickoff show, essentially. Then we have Alberto versus Andrade for the US title. I think that Andrade is going to retain just because he's only just really got the title. I know they've kind of been hot potato in the US title a little bit, but I feel like this is one that's going to stay put for a little bit. We're going to have Andrade go on a little bit of a run and maybe build up to a rematch with Rey Mysterio Mania. I'm not really sure where they're going with this, but I think Andrade is going to go on a little bit of a run with this one. Then we have King Corbin versus the Big Dog, Roman Reigns, in a Falls Count Anywhere match. Normally, logic would dictate that, as I think the babyface... I mean, spoilers for the Royal Rumble prediction, I think Roman Reigns... Probably. But so I would think that King Corbin would destroy Roman Reigns, building up to that match. However, it's Roman Reigns. I can see Roman Reigns winning this one and then also winning the Royal Rumble. So I'm going to say Roman Reigns because you don't bet against Roman Reigns. That's like one of my main rules now. Because when I bet against Roman Reigns, I always get it wrong. So I'm going to bet with Roman Reigns here. Then we have the Women's Championship match. It is Bayley, well, SmackDown Women's Championship match. It is Bayley versus Lacey Evans. I think we're going to have a Bayley retention. I think this is all built into Bayley versus Sasha at Mania, quite possibly. I can't really see anyone big enough to face Bayley apart from maybe Sasha. Unless they move Asuka over to SmackDown, I don't really know where else they're going to go with that. So I'm going to say Bayley, Sasha at Mania, which means that Bayley's going to retain here against Lacey Evans. Then we have the Raw Women's Championship, which is going to be Becky Lynch versus Asuka. I think Becky is retaining here. I think the whole point of this match is that Becky has never beaten Asuka, and Asuka is the one woman that Becky hasn't beat. The one woman. I tend to disagree. I think she hasn't beat someone else. But we're going to get to that in a minute. So yeah, I'm going to see Becky retains. Then we have the Universal Championship match. And my welcome It is The Fiend, Bray Wyatt, versus Daniel Bryan in a strap-on match. I don't really know the rules of the strap match. Yeah, I don't know. It seems like a weird one, but I feel like The Fiend's got to win this one and retain it and go on to fight at WrestleMania. So, unless it's some really, really screwy finish, but Daniel Bryan's a babyface, I don't really know. I think it's got to be Fiend. Fiend's got to retain here because Fiend's on a run. I think it's too soon for him to lose as Universal Champion. And they're building up a storyline about, can someone find his weakness? Rambling Rabbit knows The Fiend's weakness. So, my money is on Roman Reigns finding out The Fiend's weakness at some point. Then we get on to the Royal Rumble matches. We're going to start off with the Women's Royal Rumble match. And as I alluded to, with the Raw Championship, Women's Championship match, Becky versus Asuka, Becky has someone else that she's never beaten. It is Shayna Baszler. Now, Shayna Baszler beat Becky and Bayley at Survivor Series, and then Becky got all pissy and tripped her up. But I feel like Shayna Baszler, she lost the Women's Championship on NXT to Rhea Ripley, and she's kind of fallen off the face of the planet. She's kind of disappeared. They're not really using her on NXT anymore. So I feel like this is the time to bring her up, move her across, I guess, because it's a lateral movement now, so instead of a call-up, it's more of a call-across. They're going to have Shayna Baszler win the Women's Royal Rumble match. I think that's the most logical case. Honestly, I can't think of anyone else who... My dog's by there, by the way. Sit down. Sorry, she's distracted me. I can't think of anyone else who would be a logical choice for the Women's Royal Rumble. Charlotte would probably be your best bet. Maybe Sasha. But I would say... As I said, I feel like Sasha versus Bayley might be the match they go with for the Women's Championship match for the SmackDown Women's Championship this year. I don't really know who else it would be. So yeah, I think logically speaking, Shayna seems like the most logical winner of the Women's Royal Rumble. So I'm going to go with Shayna Baszler. And it is the Men's Royal Rumble match with Brock Lesnar entry number 1. I think Brock Lesnar's put it in there, so whoever eliminates Brock Lesnar will be the person to face Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. I mean, that's kind of as simple as that. I can't see Brock Lesnar doing the Iron Man role of being in the match for a whole hour. I can't see him being entry number 1 and being the last eliminated. I can't see that happening. Brock Lesnar, I actually quite like Brock Lesnar, but he is a bit... He doesn't like to do long matches anymore. He's more of a fan of doing the shorter kind of end of matches. The only way I can see this working, him going to the end, is if someone powerbombs him through the announce table and he has a nap for like half hour in the match. That's the only other way I can see Brock Lesnar being doomed. I think the person who's going to eliminate Brock Lesnar is probably Cain Velasquez. Don't want it to be Cain Velasquez, but it probably will be. I would prefer it if it was... Matt Riddle. Yeah, Matt Riddle. I want Matt Riddle to eliminate Brock Lesnar, but he won't. So I think it will be Cain Velasquez to eliminate Brock Lesnar. And then Brock Lesnar will come back in sneaky attack and take out Cain Velasquez. So Cain Velasquez still looks strong, and then they'll have their match at WrestleMania. Which is what I don't want, but I think that's what's going to happen. Then I think the actual winner of the Royal Rumble match is going to be... Wait for it. The big dog! Roman Reigns. I think it's kind of inevitable at this point that he will go on to win the WWE Championship. I mean, on SmackDown, it does feel like it is literally The Fiend, Daniel Bryan, and Roman Reigns are the only 3 characters who are getting any screen time, apart from maybe Baron Corbin. But those are the main 3 people on SmackDown, and they've already done Bray Wyatt versus Daniel Bryan twice now. It feels like the logical next step is Roman Reigns. Do I want Roman Reigns to win the Royal Rumble? Not really. But I'm not as mad as I would be like a couple of years ago if he won it. So I'm kind of... I think it is going to be Roman Reigns winning it unless we have a massive shock return or debut or a massive upset like Keith Lee coming in from NXT and winning the whole thing, which I would love, don't get me wrong, but I can't see it happening. But what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Who do you think is winning what at Royal Rumble? Who do you think is going to be the Iron Man? Who do you think is going to win the whole Royal Rumble? Who do you think is going to eliminate Brock? Who do you think is going to win any of these other matches that I've described today? Let me know in the comments below. And until next time... Too sweet. Let us go.
Join Potato Club today and too sweet that subscribe button.